One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. So let me.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel, and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. More legend in the making, day by day.
We all magically made it to Thirsty Thursday morning, man. Hopefully everyone's enjoying their morning and hanging out, having a good-ass time. So, ladies and gentlemen, we got a big ordeal today in the news. Obviously, we're going to be reporting on a little bit of the update regarding Minnesota's school shooting as well as the church/school. They were side by side next to each other. Then we have Trump crime crackdown as well as Ukraine attacked and more. So we're going to start off with Ukraine this morning, but then we're going to move into the Minnesota school shooting, and there's actually lots of different things that have been covered on this, such as the 911 audio call that I guess they have that response, as well as we have the photo of the gunman and who it is. And then we're going to be moving into Susan Monterez, out as CDC director, other officials resign. Then more stuff regarding the Minneapolis shooting, details about the shooter disturbing video to family, as well as police chief gives victim updates and possible motive. Then we're going to be going into what the part of the headline of today, the title of today, regarding Trump and crime. DC has seen significant drop in crime, mayor says. As well as our very last story of the morning will be federal Governor Cook sues President Trump over firing. That's the lady that we were just talking about yesterday, or the day before. No, I think it was yesterday. Nonetheless, she's suing President Trump, saying that this was a misfire, basically, essentially. So, anyways, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the gnarliness of the day, make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so. If you guys are brand new to the show, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button because it's also free. Please consider, though, becoming a member starting at $2.99 a month. We're making sure we're not breaking the bank out there with anybody, but check it out. This is the way that we get to speak, the way that we do, and listen, we got to be able to self-suffice somehow. We got to stay afloat somehow, and it's because of the membership program when you guys become members. I can't thank you guys enough for making this very shit happen, man. Little side note, follow my Instagram right here at BallValveTV, where I post everything behind the scenes and not only my life, but as well as the show, Millennial Food Time, breaking news. It's a great way to get a hold of me one-on-one. And also, we have a Discord, and Amy's going to be throwing it into the chat for you guys. But if you guys have not joined up and you guys are watching this on the playback, make sure you guys go into the description box of every single video. And of course, we have that posted as well. Last but not least, every super chat, super sticker, gift, and membership signups, all of these things are going to be presented live onto the show and shouted out. But if you guys would like to skip that YouTube 30% brutal cut that they take from your hard-earned cash, we have these platforms that you guys can donate to for the remainder of the show. And of course, I have my email popped up just in case if anything does come through, I'll be able to shout it out right away, man. So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and say hi to everybody. We got Naomi up in the building as well as Moto. Moto came in with the raid right as we hit go live, man. I really appreciate that, kind sir. Let's see. Oh, Brother Steve just bringing in a 5 spot saying your mic is bunk, cuh. Uh-oh. Is it too high? Let me go ahead and bring it down. Is it better now? Let me know. Shit.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
Let me also check my audio. Make sure it's there. Yeah, it says it's right. It says it's correct. All right, you guys let me know. Anyways, aside from that, let me go ahead and run it down. We got Steve Easy as well as Carney's Ride, KP Nordic. Let's see, Mike. What happened? You made loud and messed up? Let me bring it down even more. How about now? But the mic sounds loud. Got you. Off bad. What the hell? It's down. It's down. I don't know what the fuck. All right, we got Coder up in the building. Shout out to my man. I'm not sure why. It's software probably. Just let me know if that fixed it. Yep, being brought by BD today. Your mic is messed up. I get it. Getting a little high. All right. Let me know how that sounds now. It should be really low. It's low on my board right now. It's low, like super low, way lower than normal. So I don't know what the fuck is. It's not like I changed it. I don't know. What do I do? Do I fucking restart? Volume good, gain high. I don't have any gain. I have 0 gain options, by the way. It's straight audio. It's a slider. That's all I got. Anyways, let's go and get into the madness of today. There's Lucy, by the way. There's Lucy. Yeah, I don't know. Let me see in voice meter if there's anything I can change on here. I'm looking. If I bring this down, how about now? That should be the output that goes out to you guys that you guys hear. I don't know. Anyways, we're going to need some left-handed tobacco. That's for damn sure. And yes, Lucy is here. I told you guys. I told you. Charles, I know you hold your freaking like buttons hostage, but it is what it is. And yes, it does make me go fucking crazy. I hate it. Oh well, it is what it is. Yes, it's in stereo, cocksucker. All right, let's go and get into the ordeal here. And I'll try to figure it out on the back end while we're presenting this. But we're going to start off with Russia attacking Ukraine. 12 have become, deceased. 12 have died after this Russian drone attack that just happened overnight.
As we follow some breaking news coming in out of Ukraine this morning, Russia bombarding the Ukrainian capital with drones and missiles, including a rare strike in the city center, killing, at last check, it was 12 people, but it looks like officials are saying it could be 15 at this point, 48 others wounded. It was the first major Russian attack.
I'm going to do a test run real quick so I can hear it.
U.S.-led peace efforts.
I want to be able to hear it myself. Let's go into.
I'm going to do a test run real quick so I can hear it.
Yeah, there is that.
I want to be able to hear it myself.
That's way loud.
And the war struggled to
Way.
gain traction.
I don't know
Russia
what the
launched
fuck the deal is.
598 strike drones and decoys and 31 missiles of different types across the country. That's according to Ukraine's Air Force, making it one of the war's biggest air attacks. Among the dead were 4 children between 2 and 17 years old. That's according to the head of Kyiv's city administration. The number's only expected to rise as rescue teams are on the site.
What's up, Get Some? Sorry for everybody for the audio issues. Dude, it's fucking super frustrating when I can't hear it and only you guys can hear it. I can't hear it. It sucks. Bring up the audio on the clip. It's maxed. It's maxed out right now.
You see them right there live, pulling people who are trapped underneath all of that rubble. We heard from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, who actually posted this on.
For one day, calm down, Hook Dog. Don't be gay. You know what I mean?
Why are you gay?
Obviously, that's a gay comment. Just got to point it out.
Social media. I want to pop it up on your screen here to give you a look, as he essentially said that, quote, Russia chooses ballistics instead of the negotiating table. We expect a response from everyone in the world who has called for peace, but now more often.
Exactly, Anson. Mike can do 300 shows without tech issues and has one little glitch and we roast him. True that.
Why are you gay?
Why are you gay?
You are gay.
Shit.
Rather than taking principled positions. Russia's Ministry of Defense said it carried out a strike against military air bases and companies, quote, within Ukraine's...
Yeah, Michelle, it is. Double checked, triple checked. I don't know what to say. Nothing's ever fucking changed on my board. Nothing has ever changed. So I don't know. And all right, if you want to leave, Hook Dog, you want to skedaddle off because you want to poke and pry at me, and then I can't poke and pry back at you. You got to be able to handle it if you're going to send it my way.
Military-industrial complex. The ministry said in a statement, quote, all designated options were hit. Again, you can see this live look here as those rescue efforts do continue.
You guys will drive me mad. I'll just fucking end it. You know what I mean? I don't give a shit.
In the city of Kyiv. This is the city center, which is a rare type of attack. Now, the Russian ministry also claimed that it shot down 102 Ukrainian drones overnight, mostly in the country's southwest region. A drone attack sparked a blaze at an oil refinery. Local officials saying that information, while a second fire was reportedly seen at a refinery in a different region. Ukrainian drones have repeatedly struck refineries and other oil infrastructure in recent weeks in an attempt to...
I don't see anything change, though. Maybe she did, but I'm looking on the board. There's nothing that she can change. No gain, no nothing. I don't understand that. It's so strange. Nothing
Russia's
changed.
War economy causing gas stations in some Russian regions to run dry and prices to spike.
Gorilla Biscuits real quick coming in and dropping it like it's freaking hot, bro. I really appreciate you, man. Bing. Hey, I very much appreciate that. Coming in with the Mike Ball membership, man. I very much appreciate that. You're not only helping me, but you're helping someone in the chat, man. So I really appreciate that. We have had fucked up audio issues today, but hey, we're just pushing through. And he's coming in with another, by the way. Coming in with 2 gifted memberships. Man, I really appreciate that. TVT coming in for 5 months saying, ain't no bitches singing on this record, Mikey. My man as well coming up with the 5 months, man. TVT, I very much appreciate that, kind sir. As well as we got Project Veopod. We got Jake up in the building. Shout out to my man over there. If you guys haven't checked him out on YouTube, make sure you guys definitely do it. He's a fantastic streamer. You are the second best streamer, to be fair. My number 1 is kind of hot. Hey, listen, man. I understand there's a little bit of influence with women. I get it. We got Prez up in the building as well. Good to see you as well. We got K2 Keep on Trucking as well, man. Good morning to you guys. We got Carney's Ride. Thank you, guys. We got freaking Tiffany Lance up in the building. Frank, Mike, you're getting everyone upset. Hey, well, that's just the way of the deal, bro. It's the way it goes. You get me upset, I'm going to get you guys upset, you know?
Again, at last check, officials confirming at least 12 people are dead, as many as 15 at this point, with at least 48 others wounded after Russia bombarded the Ukrainian capital with drones and missiles earlier on today. We'll keep you updated here as we do get more information coming in out of that region.
Well,
we do have to head to our...
No, we're not going to be doing that. So that was the update. 12 dead after Russian drone attack on Ukraine. This was actually just as of 4 hours and 20 minutes ago. Ironic. 4 hours and 20 minutes ago. All right, so let's go ahead and move on into the next ordeal today. We got the update on Minnesota shooting. We're going to go ahead and show you guys the 911 audio reveal response. We're going to hear what the 911 call sounded like, I guess. And then we're going to be going into more of a breakdown here. But real quick, before we do, we got Lee Lance coming in with the $5 Cash App, bro, saying, what's cracking, bro? We're just having a little struggle bus morning with the audio, but hey, you know, it works out. And you know what probably needs to end up most likely happening is a reset of my whole PC, because everything that is working behind the scenes, it's software that it's not hardware like this shit that I can just move sliders and stuff. I think it's a software issue. So I think I need to reset my PC and restart those programs, but I'll just start doing that from now on. Real quick, we got Ray's Moto Life saying Mike Ball just dropped in to say hi. Great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning. And yes, we got to get the likes up, bro. What's going on here? We got to make sure you guys hit that like button. It helps out the show immensely, and it's free, man. I really appreciate your guys' laborious work. Gunpowder Nitro, good morning, kind sir. All right, let's go ahead and move into the next ordeal. But before we get into that, we do have a nice little PSA for you guys. You know what I mean? Shit, you must obey.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
To answer 13, he says, have you tried turning it off and then on again? Well, I would have done that if I would have known that I had audio issues. But unfortunately, I didn't know that we were going to have audio issues today. It happened midstream, right in the beginning. People were like, dude, check your fucking mic. It's like, well, I don't know. I can't hear, what goes out to the stream, which is unfortunate. But I wish there was a way I could like hit a button and I can test what you guys hear. That'd be really nice, but it's unfortunate. Anyways, I'll do that after this show. It's all right. All right, back to this. Let's go ahead and do this.
All right, welcome back in here to Live Now from Fox.
It's a little low.
Thank you so much for joining us. It's a dark day in Minneapolis after this senseless shooting at a Catholic school that had children sitting in pews going to Mass during their first week of school. And we're learning more information right now about this tragedy that unfolded earlier on this morning as Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said the shooter armed...
Real quick, we got a Cash App that just came through. Real quick. Oh, my God. We got... Miss Lotus coming in with the $10 Cash App saying thank you with 3 black hearts. Man, thank you so much for that. Making the shit go way... This shit goes way further than most people even understand. People are like, oh, what? $1 here, $1 there, $5 there. Like, yeah, motherfucker, it adds up quick. And I really appreciate your guys' contribution to the channel, man. It goes a long way. All right, audio is fine now. That's good. If the police Sterling Wheel says, what's up, man? Good morning to you. We got Process as well. Good morning. Let's hear this 911 call.
Shotgun and pistol approached the side of the church and shot through the windows toward the children sitting in the pews there at Annunciation Catholic School. And for the first time, our Fox 9 team, Nathan O'Neill, gathering some of these 911 calls to the dispatch there as this all went down around 8:30 local time.
This is a possible active shooter, 509 West 54th Street, Minneapolis.
The first calls came in around 8:30 in the morning.
All units, you are heading to Minneapolis, mutual aid, on a shooting.
An active shooter in South Minneapolis at the Annunciation Church.
Now that's kind of weird. This part got like oddly louder than it was, but
and
whatever.
School.
We first received a page that we were going to have a mass casualty incident at 8:46.
Yo, we got Brother Sick Bastard as well as Shadow up in here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And you guys are the best, man. We can't do this shit without you guys. Let's get the likes up for sure. You know what I mean? A big round of applause to all you guys. Or just screaming yay.
A.M.
First responders from all over the region rushing to the scene.
Hey, troopers arriving. We just need medical. Bring all the guys that you have.
Dispatch audio reveals the scope of the emergency response and the casualties after police say the shooter opened fire through a church window.
We've got at least 4 criticals in the inside, the rest outside of the church, a couple DOAs, but at least 20 other patients.
2 young children, ages 8 and 10, were killed where they sat in the pews.
We have 2 guys.
8 and 10 years old, bro, got shot. That's terrible. And of course died.
Gunshot wounds, 2 patients with gunshot wounds to their head in front. There's also a critical patient in the rear of it.
Brother Beezer down there in Florida, my man. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you, by the way.
Church.
Authorities say at least 17 victims were injured, most of them children.
Transporting 1 10-year-old male, red trauma, gunshot wound to the head. Minneapolis children. He is 3rd vitally stable, possibly was just raised.
You're dealing with gunshot wound injuries from apparently a high-velocity weapon.
And within minutes of arriving on scene,
We believe he took his own life in the parking lot.
emergency medical teams confirming that the lone shooter was dead.
1 suspect with a gunshot wound to the head. Has a rifle and shotgun. He's down right now.
Marking an end to the violent attack in South Minneapolis. For the Fox 9 investigators, Nathan O'Neill.
Damn, Shadow, he says
Thank you so much
20 minutes
for
away
that.
from
It's
his
just
house.
Heartbreaking to hear some of those messages come out.
That's fucking terrible. All right, since we have lots of updates regarding Minnesota, we're just going to roll right back into the next update here in a chronological order here, right? So Minnesota's school shooting, 2 children killed and 17 others were hurt. This is just tragic, bro. In-fucking-sane. Let's get the photo of this guy.
We're also learning more information about the suspected gunman. As you also see this, a post from Brooke Taylor here saying sources confirmed to Fox the Minneapolis shooter has been identified as a 23-year-old Robin Westman. According to court docs, at 17 years old, Robert Westman formerly had his legal name changed to Robin because docs state the minor child identifies as female and wants...
Oh, the minor child identifies as a female and wants her name to reflect the identification. So there was a name change with this person at one point in their life. identified as a 23-year-old Robin Westman, according to the court docs. At 17 years old, Robert Westman's formerly had his legal name changed to Robin. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Wants her name to reflect the identification. The application for the name change of a minor was filed by the mother, and a court granted the request in 2020. And we're getting new images right now of that Robin Westman, obtained by Fox here on Live and Now from Fox. As we're learning more information about this, the police chief in Minnesota, Brian O'Hara, said there was a manifesto potentially on YouTube. They are looking into that.
Yes, Naomi. Don't worry. I've got it in the background ready to go after this update. I've got the manifesto.
Investigators are trying to dive into that. There is no motive at this point. At the last update, they did say they obtained several warrants to look into some of the residences of this individual. We also heard from our Fox 9 team that this individual, Robin Westman's mother, may have worked at this Catholic school.
Oh, boy.
Why are you gay? You are gay.
In recent years, so obviously a lot of potential connections there. So new information coming in about this after this tragic shooting earlier on today.
That's correct. Brother Pathkiller is on track there. Yes, sir. It's definitely a mental issue, not a gun issue. It always is. We got Neighbor Guy as well up in the building. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you. He says, Neighbor Guy, hit the like button. I like that, bro. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with us on this Thirsty Thursday. Mike, that's kind of gay.
Why are you gay?
Shit.
Kids killed, 17 others injured. Of course, those two victims that were fatally wounded, we do not know the identities of those two kids, but you can only imagine what the family, that community is going through tonight as they're dealing with this loss just in the first week of school as they were attending a mass. When those
That's right, David. David knows as well. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you, man.
Rang out. Those shots rang out there. All right, I'm Andy Mack. You're on Live Now from Fox. Let's slide away for a quick...
And by the way, Mr. Mister is up in the building. My bad for... I was dealing with a whole bunch of bullshit when you came in, but hopefully you're enjoying the morning as well. Always great to see you, too.
2-minute break, of course. We'll have all of those vigils.
All right, let's go ahead and move into... Now, we're going to bring up... We have two more ordeals here with Minneapolis shooting, so we're just going to go ahead and cover both of them. They're somewhat short, so... we're going to do this. This is as of 4 hours ago. Let's go ahead and bring this up. 1 second. All right. This is details about shooter's disturbing video to family.
You are taking a live look outside of Children's Hospital here in Minneapolis, where many of the victims were treated. Now, we do continue to learn new details after that gunman opened fire on children praying at a mass in a Minneapolis Catholic school. Connor Hansen with Fox News is live out there in Minneapolis. He has been following this from the get-go and joins us now live. Connor, thanks so much for being here. What is the latest on the investigation as a whole?
Hi, Josh. Well, police and federal authorities have just been pouring through the evidence here, mainly this very disturbing
Frederick Frame up in here as well. Good morning, kind sir.
Online manifesto. The
Brother
suspect
KP.
had posted online, and then it
Toking
was later
Thursday.
taken down.
I like
It seemed to have
that.
been time to coincide with the crime, but in it, the suspect listing all kinds of disturbing content and writings, even mentioning President Trump in there, amongst so many other things. So you can imagine they're going through this thoroughly. The FBI says it's also investigating the shooting as an act of domestic terrorism. So that tells you how serious.
Real quick, we got Get Some coming in with the 5 spot saying statistics show that people who hit the like never get herpes. Wow, that's an awesome stat, man. It's great to hear about those stats. Make sure you guys hit that like button, man. As well as if you guys don't like it for what's going around the world, of course, you guys don't like any of the craziness. But listen, you guys can like it for me and my takes. You know what I mean? And helping out the show. But Get Some, thank you so much for making it rain on us, bro. That really means a lot to me, man. Thank you. And I was looking up here on the donation side. The first one in the morning is Steve Easy saying, your mic is bunk. That shit just made me laugh, bro. That shit is so way too funny.
Seriously, they're taking it out here outside the church. We still see police in the area guarding it as we're just still less than 20.
Brother Mount High, my man, good morning.
4 hours after this horrific shooting, taking the lives of 2 young children and injuring so many more.
And we've got our left-handed tobacco going.
Here at the memorial that's been set up outside of the school right here. We know that people who are friends, family members, complete strangers have come by and left candles. They've left stuffed animals and flowers. What do we know at this point as the investigation continues about the shooter?
Well, police have identified the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman. A lot of details still to come, but reportedly Westman's mother did at one point work here at the church, and some are saying too that Westman was a student at one point, but we're still waiting for police to come out and confirm a lot more details here.
What's up, SNS? Good morning, kind sir.
And how it all might tie into a potential motive. So still a lot of wait and see as we're still so early on in this investigation, but those details really starting to trickle out here. We have seen photos of the suspect and learning a little bit more. We also know he had no real criminal history before this. They were carrying several weapons, a rifle, a shotgun, and a handgun that police say were all purchased illegally here in Minnesota. So certainly will be a lot of questions and scrutiny there.
And I did want to ask you, before I let you go here, you touched on the motive, the possible motive there. What do we know about what could potentially be the motive? Do we have that answer just yet?
Police have yet to say specifically what they think the motive might be. That's always the first question people have when they see these horrific...
Wait, Warland's in here? Shit. Let me see. There he is. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your morning as well.
Mass shootings. We'll have to wait and see a little bit longer, though. This picture is starting to come together on who this person is and what they were going through, as they comb through some of the recent postings and writings so far, and their potential connection to this school.
All right, Connor Hansen there at Fox News, live over in Minneapolis. Thank you so much for taking...
Yo, brother Code, coming in with the 5 super sticker, man. Yo, thank you so much for that. My man making it rain over here. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning with us, and fantastic show this morning, by the way. Always appreciate you hanging out with us. Great to see you.
Time to join us. I'm sure we'll speak with you again later today.
Thanks, Josh.
6:31 on the East Coast,
all right,
and 3:30.
Now we're going to go into the next update, which is the latest update as of 2 hours ago regarding this whole thing, is Minneapolis shooting. Police chief gives a victim update and possible motive here. So let's go ahead and bring this up. And this is the latest being reported on this whole ordeal.
What we're looking at right now on your screen is that live look outside of the school where a vigil, one of many, has been set up there. Candles, stuffed animals, and flowers left by family members, friends, even strangers who didn't know these victims. 2 children killed.
Appreciate that, brother TVT.
17 other people wounded, and that includes 14 other children. We do have this live look outside of Children's Hospital in Minnesota, where several of them were treated. All right, I do want to bring in Chief Brian O'Hara here.
But that's why I named her what I named her. 13. Yeah, I mean but that's pretty awesome. Thinking wise, Lucy Ball the cat, you know what I mean? Could actually she'd get more views than I get, ironically. But hey, it is what it is, right?
You're the Minneapolis Police Department chief, and you did see him in Doug's story right there. Chief, I know it has been a very busy 24 hours. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. And first off, I did just want to ask.
Pretty rare that police departments are like coming in and discussing things on, the media without doing some sort of big conference that everything is signed, like everyone knows exactly what they're going to say and all this shit. You know what I mean? Like with this is a pretty rare occasion.
You to walk us through here yesterday as these calls came out. What's going through your mind there as the police chief as you hear what's going on?
Sure. Well, the first call to 911 came in at about 8:27 in the morning, and by 8:31 there was a Minneapolis police officer inside of the church. And I talked to a parishioner that was inside during the shooting, and he told me he couldn't express how relieved he was. And he said he saw just a regular police officer with no helmet, no SWAT gear, no rifle.
Whoa! I don't know why this didn't pop up as something for me to... It didn't pop up in my stars originally here, but Miss Lotus just hit 1 whole fucking year as a member, yo. Holy shit, that is fucking awesome, man. Thank you so much, Miss Lotus, for not only the kind donation on Cash App, but also renewing her membership and now hit 12 fucking months, man. That's fucking awesome. Thank you so much, Miss Lotus. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning so far. We got Jay Goldbar as well saying, Goldbar, say what's up? What's up, Goldbar? Hopefully you're enjoying the morning as well. Great to see you. Great to see you. All right, let's get back to this.
Run in and ask him while he was hiding with children, where's the shooter? And he pointed in the general direction, and he said that cop ran directly towards where the shooter had been. He said it was the first time that they had felt any sense of relief. Shortly thereafter, he aired to confirm what was happening. I received a call. I was on scene about 20 minutes later with dozens and dozens of police officers and ambulances and other first responders. And I can tell you, it
Be
looked
good, Brother
grim
Frank.
in that moment. There are not words to describe the unthinkable happening to children. And we were very, very concerned that additional children were going to die. But it's clear now that we know the church actually had a procedure in place that once the mass began, they locked the doors to the building. And we believe this likely saved additional lives. This coward fired from outside of the building through church windows that just happened to be aligned up to where the...
So he was outside of the church or the school and just lined through the window and just lit up the window? Like, bro, why are people so fucked? For real, bro. I mean, they people are just fucked up.
Were trying to cause as much death as possible for his own deranged attempt to gain notoriety. But thankfully, thank God, he was not able to take more lives. And we think that would have been likely if he was able to get inside the building.
Yeah, no kidding.
Some of the challenges maybe as officers do arrive there on the scene, they don't know what
and
they're
be
going
good, Brother Lee. We'll see you on the flip side, as always, my man.
to encounter. They don't know
You
if
safe
this
out
is
there?
a hoax call like we've seen or if it's something more serious. So kind of break that down for me.
Well, unfortunately, the reality is there are many swatting incidents, many hoaxes.
Yeah, no, I hear that, Smoking Spaceman. But hey, by the way, good morning, kind sir. Great to see you as well. Always appreciate you hanging out with us.
Many people attempting to bait us into a situation that then appears to be negative for the police, particularly this police department. But the reality is not just the police, but our children, our churches, other houses of worship, our schools. We all have to train
Man, I'm
and
so
be
far
prepared
behind.
for this reality in our society today. And that's the reality for the kids that were in that church and the reality for the police officers of this department. Last year, we had done a very large-scale interagency drill with one of the businesses downtown, like we do, going through active shooter situations. And I just can't tell you, it wasn't just that first officer that responded, dozens of other officers.
Here, I got your phone's soundbite for you, Steve.
You are gay.
Officers that responded and immediately ran in, not knowing what was happening, not knowing how many shooters were there. We initially believed that there were some improvised devices that may have been present, and they were doing all that while attempting to rescue as many children as possible. Not just the dozens of kids and other parishioners attending mass, but a few dozen children attending a preschool in the basement of the church. So again, I'm thankful that there wasn't even...
You be safe out there as well. Get some. Hopefully you enjoy the rest of your morning as well. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we don't need to hear this guy ramble on. We know what the facts of the ordeal is here now. And extremely unfortunate situation for damn sure. I thought for sure we were going to have the manifesto, but they just had it in the title of the media stating that there is a manifesto, but they didn't show any proof of it. So, all right. Let's go ahead and move into the next ordeal here. As of 6 hours ago, Susan Monarez out as CDC director. Other officials resigned. So let's go ahead and bring this up for you guys. This is definitely going to be interesting. All right.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. So major shakeups, like I said before the break, at the CDC. Live picture there in Atlanta, where the CDC is headquartered.
Oh, it is completely out. Okay, let me see on
nice
my side if I have anything.
Skyline view. So this is what we know. Take a look at this. Well, the director of the nation's top public health agency, you see her.
Nope, doesn't show up on my side yet. But it did say they did say that there is a manifesto and they have it as a title, but they didn't show the actual manifesto yet. At least I haven't seen it.
There, Susan Monarez is out after less than a month in the job. That's according to what U.S. officials announced today. Now, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services wrote this on social media. I want to put this up here. Take a look at this. Saying Susan Monarez is no longer director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, saying, we thank her for her dedicated service to the American people. Secretary Kennedy has full confidence in his team at CDC, who will continue to be vigilant in protecting Americans against infectious diseases.
Are you talking about the guy that did the shooting, David? Yes, it was a dude. Dressed as a lady. You know what I mean? That's, we got these transformers out here, listen, it's not a gun issue. It's definitely it's a mental illness issue. We got King Blackout, bro, gifting out 5 freaking memberships. Yo, that's humongous. Thank you for making a splash like a motherfucker in here, bro. Thank you for that. You're not only helping me, but you're helping, someone in the chat as well. Someone in the Breakfast Club, man. So I really appreciate that. Hopefully you're enjoying the morning. Great to see you on a thirsty Thursday. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this.
At home and abroad there. Now, HHS officials did not explain why Menarez is no longer with the agency. Now, according to the Associated Press, before the department's announcement, Menarez told the Associated Press, quote, "I can't comment." So a few more details on who Menarez is. She was the agency's 21st director. Now, she was named acting director in January. She was tapped as nominee in March. She was sworn in on July 31st. She is the shortest-serving CDC director in the agency's history. Now, remember, this was the second pick from the Trump White House. Their first pick withdrew from consideration, Dr. David Wells.
So funny, Steve Posey. I saw you pop in there last night. It was fucking hilarious. We were going off, and, I was sitting back just watching it all go down, just laughing my ass off, and actually just having a great time with my soundboard. It was a good time.
Eldon at the time, remember that name, over the Trump administration's concerns that he would not be confirmed.
What's up, Brother Dwayne?
There were Republican
Good morning.
holdouts. Susan Menarez coming in as the understudy. She was confirmed by the Senate. She was sworn in on July 31st, and she has only served less than a month. 28 days, I think, is the exact time. So this makes her the shortest-serving CDC director in the history of the agency. The agency is 79 years old. Now, remember, back out live there to Atlanta, her short time at the CDC was tumultuous. On August the 8th, at the end of her first full week on the job, a Georgia man opened fire from a spot at a pharmacy across the street from the CDC's main entrance.
Damn.
That suspect, the 30-year-old...
Why didn't I hear about that originally?
...blamed the COVID-19 vaccine for making him depressed and
No way. They blamed the vaccine for the person being depressed. You gotta be fucking kidding me, bro.
Bruh.
That's insane.
Suicidal. He killed a police officer, remember, and he fired more than 100...
And he killed a cop?
180 shots into CDC buildings.
80 fucking rounds into the CDC building. Jesus. Bro, this is out of control.
Before killing himself. So, remember, it's not just
what
Menarez that is stepping away from the agency. Take a look at this. Some of her deputies have issued their resignations today. So these top CDC officials have also...
So these top CDC officials have resigned. The chief medical officer, I don't know what NCEZID, I don't know what a NZID director is, okay, so it is NCEZID director and NCIRD director. Interesting.
Signed after Menarez.
This is being reported by Reuters, which they're supposed to be an unbiased platform like Associated Press and stuff like that.
Was ousted, including Dan Jernigan, you see there, also the chief medical officer, Deborah Howry, and yet another official, Dimitri Daskalakis. So this is shaping up to be quite the bloodbath at the CDC here. Now, attorneys for Susan Menarez have said that she's not going anywhere, that she is still in her role. Obviously, the White House...
Always appreciate you, brother, King Blackout. Thank you for everything, man. And yeah, I'd imagine, absolutely. We covered on the first half of this whole thing, basically, things going on over there in Minneapolis, man. So I'm sure tensions are extremely high right now, for damn sure.
Disputes that. Take a look at this. This is a letter from her defense attorneys, Mark Zaid
Wow.
and Abby Lowell.
Steve Easy says that was just a couple weeks ago.
Recognize those names.
Wow, or a few weeks
ago. They say this, that they are counsel for CDC Director Susan Menarez, saying, quote, first, it was independent advisory committees and career experts. Then it was the dismissal of seasoned scientists. Now, Secretary Kennedy and HHS have set their sights on weaponizing public health for political gain and putting millions of Americans' lives at risk, the statement goes on to say. So reading further, they say, when CDC Director Susan Menarez refused to rubber stamp unscientific, reckless directives and fired dedicated health experts, she chose protecting the public.
I know, Charles. I know. I'm telling you what they're supposed to be.
For that, she's been targeted. Dr. Menarez has neither resigned nor received notification from the White House that she has been fired. And as a person of integrity and devoted to science, she will not resign. So Menarez's attorneys remaining defiant that she's staying put here. Well, the New York Times has reporting. I'm going to read from the New York Times, and this gives a little more of a clearer picture of how this all went down. So they report this.
That's true, Anson. Everyone's got an agenda. It's very true. That's unbiased doesn't really actually exist. True. Absolutely.
That the White House said late today it had fired Susan Menarez after a tense confrontation in which HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. tried to remove her from her position and she refused to resign. And you just saw the other officials, high-profile CDC officials, quitting en masse, apparently in frustration over vaccine policy and Kennedy's leadership. So, because Menarez had been confirmed by the Senate, she served at the pleasure of President Trump. Kennedy, though, likely did not have the authority to dismiss her. Her lawyers, like I just said, insisted she was staying put. But at 9:30 p.m. tonight, a spokesman for the president said in an email to the New York Times that Dr. Menarez had been terminated.
Terminated? Shit. Gone. All right. Listen, we don't need to go into any further details here. I think we got the monotonous shit out of the way there. All right, so we're going to move into our last two stories here, ladies and gentlemen. DC has been, well, this is what the report is, and one of the reasons why I titled today the way I did, Trump crime crackdown, and this is going to be our update on that. DC has seen significant drop in crime, mayor says. So let's go ahead and bring that up, and so that you guys can go ahead and check out with me what's happening over there.
In the meantime, I do want to get to some of the other big stories that we are following. And of course, we do know that a big story right now is the National Guard, the deployment there over in D.C. and the potential deployment over to places.
Damn. Ray says, Mike, hospital update, 9 patients being seen. 5 of them are kids from the shooting. Wow, bro, that's fucking absolutely terrible. It's just misery, bro. Just misery.
Places like Chicago and New York City. We do have team coverage here, and I do want to start with Melanie Alnwick. She is over at Fox 5 DC, joining us now live with much more on the situation there and what we've seen. Melanie, what is the latest overall?
Well, good morning, Josh. So we're now 21 days into this federal takeover, so to speak, situation in Washington, D.C. The federal surge of law enforcement officers from many different agencies. 9 days left to go legally until this can continue unless Congress approves an extension. And yesterday, the mayor and city officials came out and said that, yes, this surge is working. They've wanted to have 500 more D.C. police officers here in the city, and they say people need to sort of embrace the additional resources to continue to drive crime down. Some people tell us they're feeling safer, but others are very anxious about seeing law enforcement in such big numbers in the neighborhoods. But let's talk about the numbers first. The federal surge again began August 7th. Now, during that time, compared to the same time period last year, carjackings are down 87%.
Gee. Well, yeah, you can damn sure. Listen, this is the way I look at it, is if you don't live in D.C., you may not appreciate what is going on here, but I'll tell you who does appreciate, what Trump is doing right now. The people that actually live there in D.C. as citizens, residents there. That's just the truth. They're like, yeah, let's get this fucking crime out of this bullshit. Let's keep it out, I'm sure the citizens there are totally enjoying this right now.
Crime down 45% overall. Arrests are up 20%, and illegal gun recoveries are up 12%. So clearly, the mayor says some things are working with extra law enforcement officers on the streets. But the mayor and the police chief say they have expressed concerns to federal partners about some tactics that they believe are damaging to public trust.
It's scary. It's scary to see troops and soldiers walking around.
Well, yeah, when you're this motherfucker right here, yeah, dude, I'm sorry. You are a suspect.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
Looking like that? Shit.
In theory, they should be, a point of safety, but that's not how it feels.
And he's gay at the same time.
Why are you gay?
We know having masked ICE agents in the community has not worked, and National Guards from other states has not been an efficient use of those resources.
Now, another focus of this D.C. Safe and Beautiful Task Force has been on homeless encampments in the city. The Trump administration says it has cleared nearly 50 of them. Today and Friday, the city is going to do a census of sorts of the unhoused population remaining in the city. The mayor says there's enough indoor shelter available in the city for those who need it, and she does want to increase bed capacity by 300.
Very true, Anson, by the way.
And she did have a private conversation with President Trump. She didn't elaborate a lot of that, talked about what they said, their shared priorities. Of course, you know, everybody can get behind illegal guns off the street. Everybody can get behind reductions in violent crime. So there are, as she calls it, shared priorities. But the question is, who's in charge, who's in control? And we don't yet know what shape this is going to take once those 30 days are up.
That's right. Melanie on with their Fox 5 DC. Yeah, a lot to see as the days and weeks progress. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us here as always. We appreciate it.
All right. Thanks, Josh.
And as we continue to follow all of the latest here on this situation, I do want to talk about the National Guard in general being deployed to, according to officials, 19 different states with this.
How many National Guard are deployed at this point? I mean, nothing's changed ever. I mean, watching the media the way I do, I haven't seen an uptick since we reported the second round being deployed, but I don't think I've heard of any like third round of deployment here.
Crackdown focused in D.C. However, we do know President Trump has said he wants to continue that crackdown over in places like Chicago and New York City.
Oh, did you guys hear that?
Has said he wants to continue that crackdown over in places like Chicago and New York City.
It shouldn't just be DC. That's exactly what I said from the very beginning. It should be everywhere. But I mean, I understand why Trump started there and blah blah blah. But you know, that was my whole thing. Was well, we shouldn't be allowing any of this bullshit. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, W for that.
Alex Wagner, adjunct professor at Syracuse University's Maxwell School of Citizenship and Public Affairs. Now, he used to be the Assistant Secretary of the Air Force, and he does have several other titles as well. Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to join us here and break it all down.
Good morning, Josh. How you doing? Good to see you.
Good. Thank you so much. And first off, obviously, you have experience with all of this here. So I did want to ask you kind of broadly at this point what you make of this whole situation, because some are saying it is a federal takeover, quote unquote, while others are saying it's simply a crackdown on crime.
Well, the National Guard, which comprises both the Air National Guard.
Man, come on. Why is there so many gay people on this program?
Why are you gay?
As well as the Army National Guard in each state, has unique authorities in Washington because the DC Guard is actually controlled, and the commander-in-chief is the president, who has delegated his authorities to the Secretary of Defense and further delegated them to the Secretary of the Army. So the National Guard, the DC Guard, can do things in Washington, D.C. that the president can't ask other state guards to do in other states. And so this is a unique situation here in Washington. Of course, what are these guardsmen and women doing every day? Well, they can't be involved with law enforcement activities, so the bulk of their actions is patrolling National Mall or monuments, walking through metro stations, or sitting outside Humvees parked at our main transit hubs. The problem here is that these are students who should be going back to school in many cases, or senior executives at companies, and they're being asked to effectively show presence, but have none of the training, the authorities, frankly, the weapons training that you would expect law enforcement to have. And so effectively, it's the wrong people in the wrong situation, and it's incredibly inefficient and a waste of time.
Listen, this is the way I look at it. You know, fuck that guy's take. You know, but I'm just saying, listen, when it comes to this whole ordeal, I don't think that we need to have more of a police presence or be a police state. I'm not someone that advocates for that. That's something that I would definitely not want to be involved in. I wouldn't even want that around me. What I do think, though, is that the cops that are there, they have to be allowed to be able to do their own job. They have to be allowed to do their fucking job. They will only do what the mayor and the governor tell them what they're allowed to do. That's, you know, in DC, it's specific to DC, but I'm just saying, in general, my mindset on the whole thing is not more of a police presence. We just need to allow them to do their fucking job. Anyways, that's my take. Just wanted to explain that.
And I will say one thing that's been discussed here. It was about a week or so ago that we learned that Pete Hegseth did confirm that the National Guard there will be carrying weapons. There were protesters that protested against it, but we did hear from Hegseth. He said this is, quote unquote, common sense. It's something that needs to happen. So what do you make of that overall as we talk about the National Guard carrying weapons to enforce really just the crime crackdown itself?
Josh, I think it belies a specific lack of experience in a senior role that Pete Hegseth would believe that. Frankly, many, if not the vast majority of Air and Army National Guardsmen are not trained in using weapons except pre-deployment. For many of them, it could be a decade or more before they've actually fired a weapon. So to arm National Guardsmen, some of which are pilots in the Air National Guard, maintainers of F-16s. Some of them are accountants.
You think, Steve, you think he changes his name, or do you think he creates different accounts? Ooh, shit. You know what I mean? Just saying. All right.
Or admin professionals or healthcare professionals, and then to give them a service-issued weapon and say, walk around, pick up trash, don't get into any confrontations with citizens who might not be able to distinguish between.
Yeah, thank you, by the way. Mr. He says, sent you the manifesto. I appreciate that. Naomi also sent it to me. I guess Steven Crowder, or whatever his name is, he went up and discussed it and showed it today, which is crazy. I didn't even know it was completely out like that, but thank you for that. I will definitely check that here in a minute.
Between masked ICE agents, and now between the DC police or the Park Police or the Secret Service with this jumbled mission is a recipe for disaster. Typically, law enforcement professionals, which are police officers, have training in the use of firearms. And the training that these guardsmen may have had in the use of firearms.
All right. I don't need to hear you, bro. Like, that's you're just whining over the top of them. Real quick, before we get into our last story, I'm going to show you guys this manifesto since we have the link to it right here. Let me go ahead and pop this up for you guys and see if we can watch this together. There is, let me see if it's going to try to give us an ad. Yep, it is going to. So let me go ahead and bring down the audio while it does that. Let me see if I can get any info out of this real quick. No. All right, let's go ahead and hear this.
That the suspected shooter released a series of videos around the same time.
You guys can hear that, right? You guys can hear this?
Of the attack.
These are disturbing, but they really provide some insight into what was going on in the shooter's mind when he acted today. Investigative reporter Ryan Raish.
Oh, wow. It showed, I guess they did this yesterday evening, or I can't tell.
Has spent the day looking through these videos, which
good.
Can also contain a so-called manifesto. Ryan, what did you find?
Yeah, so right now investigators are poring over these videos scheduled to post on YouTube around the time of the shooting. They were posted under the account of Robin Westman, and they were live for a couple hours before being removed by law enforcement. One of the more jarring images from the videos is this one, the arsenal of guns and ammo on display.
Well, there it is right there.
Many of you may have noticed.
Got some shit. And there's the book back there.
Words and names on some of the weapons.
Wow, he put fucking words and specific names. He put hatred right here.
One of the guns says kill Trump and
kill Donald Trump, RIP, and T.
Others have the names of notable mass shooters, including.
Jesus, look at this. You got a serious fucked up issue. If you got your firearms looking like this, bro, I'm just saying that this is problems. This is problems. He's definitely on one for sure. As Steve said. Yeah, I mean, this is insane.
Rupp now, likely a reference to Natalie Rupp now, the suspected mass shooter in Madison last year. The name Robert Bowers is also written on one of the weapons. He was responsible for the deadliest attack on the Jewish community. We don't know when this video was shot, but there is a reference to tomorrow. Take a listen.
Tomorrow. I'm sorry to my family. But that's it. That's the only people I'm sorry to. Those kids.
It's really disturbing.
He literally just said, fuck those kids.
To listen to, in addition to the guns and.
To my family and friends, I don't expect forgiveness and I don't expect any apology. I have to hold much weight, but my family and those close to me, I do apologize for the effects my actions will have on your lives. Please know I care for all of you so much, and it pains me to bring this storm of chaos into your lives. This will affect so many more people than the ones that are immediately involved. To my mother and father, I am sorry I didn't turn out as you had hoped.
Ammo, the video also...
You did not fail, and then I can't see those.
Flips through
words.
these pages of what appears to be a manifesto. It's addressed to my family and friends, saying in part, I'm a sad person, haunted by these thoughts that do not go away. I know this is wrong, but I can't seem to stop myself. In another video, this one, Westman shows a different letter written in another language and ending.
You know, I did see this picture on social media, this specific one. Maybe if I flipped through, maybe it would have showed the rest of the manifesto and I just skipped through it too fast. But interesting, I did see this.
This map, it appears to be of a church, possibly a critical clue for investigators. We see several guns in those videos. Police say only 3 were used in the attack. Guys, all 3 purchased legally and recently. Lindsay.
Let's see, Seymour's Cannabis up in the building. Good morning, kind sir. Great to see you, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday or Toke Thursday, you know what I mean?
All right, that was a point made by the chief earlier today.
Wow, your audio sucks, woman. I thought my audio sucked today. I mean, it did suck, but let's see what's going on right here.
Bringing out a large box of evidence. You should see it here in the video. Now, it is hard to make out, but...
Hold on, real quick. We got a PSA we got to do.
Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate. Maybe you need to donate some freaking money. Donate some freaking.
All right.
But when I was watching this play out in real time, I noticed what appeared to be at least part of a rifle or another firearm in that box. This was all from an apartment on Lyndale Avenue here in Richfield, connected to the suspect. And back at their family's home, a couple of miles away in Minneapolis on South First Avenue, neighbors described to me the chaotic scene when police moved in there.
Yeah, it's got to be
terrifying.
Yeah, it's got to suck. And just like Get Some had said earlier, I believe it was him, saying that tensions are high up there. I would only imagine.
I was so scared. I was so afraid because...
That's right. Never too late to donate.
Quiet neighborhood.
I can't imagine the little kids, how they felt about it, the confusion.
Hey, listen, not everyone can donate, but everyone can hit the freaking like button. I really appreciate that. It's free to do so. I really appreciate your guys' laborious work there.
It'll impact me for life. For sure.
Whoa, real quick, we got Brother Claire coming in with the 5 spot saying it's a good thing that PSA doesn't say red rum, red rum, red rum. Shit. Oh my God. That's true, because we're definitely not trying to get people to do any of that kind of shit, right? So, Brother Claire making it rain for 5, and I very much appreciate that, kind sir. Thank you for that.
And I pray for their family.
We've also learned the suspect's mother worked at the church. The church shared this picture on Facebook back in 2021.
Okay, so we got this is one of the suspects, or one of the mothers or something like that. I don't know. I don't know who this chick is, but the suspect identified as this 23-year-old dude. By the way, he was 23. He had his name legally changed at 17. And that's the ordeal, man. I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that part of this segment up with, listen, man, this is not a gun issue. This is a mental health issue. This is obvious. I mean, how many freaking Transformers at this point have done a mass shooting? It's like an outstanding amount of Transformers doing it. And it's radical, man. I really think that there's a correlation there. Anyways, let's go ahead and move into our very last story for the morning. Federal Governor Cook sues President Trump over firing. We covered yesterday regarding Cook getting fired from Trump, and she said, it may have been the day before, but nonetheless, she got fired, and she said, well, I'm not leaving. I'm not going to stop doing my job. And now she's suing him. So anyways, let's go ahead and bring up this ordeal, and we will finish off with this. And it's a very quick update. So stick around for the raid. We're going to be raiding right after this update.
Hey, Francine, on this Thursday, we are following some breaking news. I do want to transition really quickly as we do so. Take a look at your screen, the very latest from the Associated Press. They say, quote, breaking, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook sues the Trump administration to block her attempted firing, launching an unprecedented legal fight. We are working with our content partners over at the Associated Press and also Reuters as we are working to learn the very latest of this breaking news alert. I do want to share with you the latest from our content partners over at Reuters as we are working to learn more. They report, as I mentioned, Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook filing a lawsuit this Thursday claiming that U.S. President Donald Trump has, quote, no power to remove her from office. It sets up a legal battle that could reset long-established norms for the U.S. central bank's independence. Cook's lawsuit says that President Trump, as you know, a Republican, violated a federal law allowing the president to remove a Fed governor only for cause when he took the unprecedented step on August 25th of
No, he can fire her for just cause.
announcing he would fire her. Reuters goes on to report this Thursday, the Republican president has accused Cook of committing mortgage fraud back in 2021, a year before she joined the Fed's governing.
And that's the whole controversy, why she's getting fired, theoretically, is for her mortgage fraud. Now, I don't know anything about her mortgage fraud, if that was her personal mortgage. I have no idea what the actual ordeal is there, but anyways.
Mortgage fraud back in 2021, a year before she joined the Fed's governing body. The case is likely headed to the Supreme Court, where a conservative majority has at least tentatively allowed Trump to fire officials from other agencies, but recently signaled that the Fed may qualify for a rare exception from direct control by the president. Concerns about the Fed's independence from the White House in setting monetary policy could have a ripple effect throughout the global economy. Reuters reporting that the U.S. dollar stumbled against another major currency after Trump first said that he would remove Cook. A Fed spokesman saying Tuesday, before the lawsuit was filed,
Cook got cooked.
That the Fed would abide by any court decision. A little context
yes,
now.
Hit the
Cook
like.
was appointed to the Fed back in 2022 by former President.
Brother Hardwire up in the building right at the very last second. Well, that's great. You guys will be able to stick around. You'll be able to hang out for the raid. We're about to raid our buddy here right after this. Rob Norm, make sure you guys stick around for that. Make sure you guys let them know that we're coming through with the Mike Ball raid, by the way. And we got Marilyn up in here as well. Great to see you. Hopefully you're enjoying your Thirsty Thursday or Toke Thursday. You know what I mean?
Joe Biden, a Democrat, and is the first black woman to serve on the central bank's governing body. President Trump said earlier this year, as we know, as he also fired Gwen Wilcox, the first black woman to sit on the National Labor Relations Board, which hears private sector labor disputes. President Trump also dismissed a slew of officials from other agencies that have long been treated as independent from the White House. So we do continue to follow this breaking news alert here on Live Now from Fox. Of course, as it comes in and as we get more information, you will be the first to know. 1026 is...
And of course, you guys know that, that's what we do over here is Monday through Friday, we report the freaking news. I keep hearing beep and it's not mine. Yes, sir. That's what you do here. You can have another one and another. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you guys stick around for the raid. Thank you guys so much for your kind donations and your cash apps and stuff like that. I really can't thank you guys enough for that. Your guys' engagement in chat, hitting that like button, man, it really goes a freaking long way. So until tomorrow morning for more of the world's madness, much love, honor, and respect, everybody. Hopefully everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and we'll see you guys very soon. Much love, honor, respect, everybody. God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart steel and a spirit unbroken, he rides on two wheels ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only submit.